I talked about not too long ago, everybody searching for the real. I believe we all want something authentic in life, but what does that really mean? And here's a little phrase I thought up the other day that I wanted to share with you. Sometimes the ordinary can become extraordinary. Sounds like something out of a fortune cookie, doesn't it? Nope, I came up with it all on my own. And I was thinking about it. Because listen, as you know, the whole point of social media is so we can share real things with everybody. Not necessarily, your latest acquisition or your beautiful vacation. I mean, that's a nice thing, don't get me wrong. Absolutely, share that sort of thing. But don't just share that sort of thing. I want to tell you about one of the greatest moments of my life. And I got news for you. It had nothing to do with a huge trip. Nothing earth-shattering happened. I mean, if it was made into a movie, it wouldn't be much, but let me tell you, what I'm about to tell you is one of the most extraordinary things that's ever happened in my life. And I remember this distinctly. I will never forget the date. It was March 10th of 2020. 2020, man, what a year. I'd like to give it a 1 star and return it back to wherever it came from. That's my thoughts about it. However, March 10th, 2020 will remain tattooed on my brain forever. And because that's the day I met Oliver. Who's Oliver? Well, let me tell you how this all went down. March 10th, I was out taking out the trash because that's my job in the household. I take out the trash. All right, that's my job. That's what I do. Nothing to worry about. I got to go and kind of march it on down the road a little bit, take it down some trash cans. Well, that particular night, it was a very cold night, which is a little odd because usually we warm up here in Florida a little bit, but it was pretty cold that night. I remember that quite distinctly. Very clear night too. I could see, but I had my flashlight on anyway. I put up the trash, and then I was just like, it's so clear, it's so quiet out here. I don't know. I think I should just check on everything. That's what I do sometimes. From time to time, I just check around the property at night to make sure that nothing's there's nobody on it. No trash has been left out, because sometimes it happens. We got some raccoons that go crazy out here. I just felt that just the need to just check and make sure everything was locked down tight, secure, and all that. Anyway, I just kind of checked around, everything looked good, and then all of a sudden, I heard something very odd. Now, I hear all kinds of weird things out here. I hear foxes all the time, and yes, the foxes do have sounds. Don't let the pop band lie to you, okay? What does the fox say? The fox says quite a lot. But to understand that, you got to be out here, right? Raccoons, I hear that. I hear owls all the time. Standard run-of-the-mill stuff. But this sound was different. It was very different. It was kind of high-pitched. It almost sounded like crying. And I was like, wow, what is that? I need to go check this out. What is going on here? I went closer and closer and tried to identify where it's coming from. And it was coming from this old tractor. Now that is definitely unusual. So I get out my light and I'm like, I need to see. Maybe there's an animal stuck or something. What's going on here? I went and checked all around the tractor, and right behind this big tire, old tractors, these tractors, they generally have like these really big tires on the back, big fat tires. There was a little kitten. And I mean little. I'm saying, like, you see my hand right here? I could put him right in the palm of my hand. He wouldn't even stretch as far. And I was like, what? I just looked at him for a minute. I looked around trying to make sense of it. A little orange kitten, just right there. I couldn't believe it. That is definitely unusual. That sort of thing does not happen around here, ever. I've been out here for years. That's unusual. And I didn't even know what to do. I just looked around. He was all alone on the wet, cold grass. And it was a cold night. And I mean, this is a new experience for me. I'm not sure what to do. So anyway, I go in and get my mom and tell her about it and get her in on it. And a lot of stuff happened from there, and I'll skip all that because it's mostly us just sitting around trying to figure out what to do. But ultimately, we were like, you know what? We just can't leave the little guy out here. I mean, there's no mother in sight, no siblings of any kind. I mean, nobody was around. This cat little guy just got dropped off for no reason. So anyway, we took him inside and tried to warm him up and tried to learn how to feed him. We were like literally hitting the website's trying to figure out how to make a little infant formula for the little guy so he didn't starve. And that's the day Oliver came into my life. Now, that's what we ended up keeping the cat. He's still with us. I named him Oliver. I got the honor of naming him. And let me tell you something. Rocky Balboa is right. At some point in your life, you should name an animal. If you guys remember that from the Rocky Balboa movies, he was looking at steps. He's like, I think every boy should name an animal. You should do that. I can't do a Sylvester Stallone, but you know what I'm saying. But yeah, I named him Oliver, and it kind of has a dual meaning. The name comes from Oliver Twist, Charles Dickens novel, and it was very intentional I named him after that because Oliver Twist, as you all know, is an orphan running about in London who is actually the richest person there. So even though little Oliver was orphaned, he's actually the richest cat out there because he's with us now, all right, and we take very, very good care of him. But also, when I was really, really young, I used to love this old movie called Oliver and Company. It was one of the old Disney movies, and it's a retelling of Oliver Twist, but the main character is a little orange cat. Oliver. And yeah, he's my best little friend. Smartest cat, funniest cat I've definitely ever had. I've always usually had a cat, but Oliver's a little bit different. I mean, there's all kinds of great moments I could just tell you about. Like the time, it took him a while for him to learn to trust everybody and figure out that we were family. But I'll never forget one time when he had a bath and he was all cold and shivery. He would usually just go put himself like next to the refrigerator and try to get warm or something. But one night I was just sitting there playing guitar and stuff, and he just came right up to me and curled up right next to me and went to sleep. And that was such a special moment for me because it was basically him saying that he trusts me now and he realizes I'm family and stuff. Never forgotten that. Or the time he had first opened his eyes. Listen to me. If you've never had a kitten before, listen to me. You don't know the meaning of the word cute until you watch a little kitten open his eyes for the first time. That will definitely remain photographed in my mind forever. He just had these big old eyes. He just looked everywhere. Never forget that. Such a smart little cat too. But yeah, he's my best little friend. He really is. But that's what I'm trying to leave you with. Isn't that such an ordinary thing? Okay, basically all I just told you was, hey, I went out, I found a little kitten, and most people go big deal, but let me tell you, that was one of the best days of my life, hands down. And since we're on social media here, that's what I want to share you with, the real. The most ordinary things in life can truly become extraordinary. And I will have to say, there's a lot of things that can make your life rich, but family, God, but having Oliver in my life has definitely enriched my life for the better, without question. And that's what I want to leave you with. Look at all these little things that happen to you. And I mean, sometimes I just look at them and I go, wow, isn't it the most extraordinary thing? It really is to be. So thank you for watching, and tell me, has any kind of things like this ever happened to you? Any ordinary thing that really became extraordinary to you? Let me know because I want to hear it. Thank you for watching.